Halloween, Animal Crossing friends! I'm Eurogamer's Higton and welcome back to Swindon, the only Animal Crossing island that doesn't need Halloween decorations because it's already a terrifying hellhole that's crammed full of monsters, murderers and monumental messes. I might be a little late this month, but I've finally found the time to trick or treat you all to another skeleton-filled top 10 most popular villagers list. So let's give you all pumpkin to talk about as I take you on another tour of the most haunted heartthrobs in the world of Animal Crossing New Horizons. Thanks to the lovely lists of AnimalCrossingPortal.com and all who voted for them, we'll be able to find out which wonderful critters have put you under their spell this month and which ones you've been creeping away from. So without further ado, let's get this party startled as I take you through the 10 most popular characters in Animal Crossing New Horizons for October 2020, starting once again with number 1. Oh my goodness! Marshal the squishy-tailed squirrel is ahead of the carve once again after well and truly exorcising Mary from first position. If you've got it, haunt it, I guess. This mighty majestic marshmallow must have found hibernating in second place to be very gnawing, but now you lot find him irresistible again, he'll make a real road dent in your savings if you decide to buy him from the AC Black Market. Marshal is a returning character from New Leaf, and thanks to his incredibly cute looks, he's always been a tough nut to crack when it comes to being knocked out of the top 10. Despite his constantly frowning facial expressions, this smug squirrel is a sweetheart, and thanks to this personality type, he should get on with pretty much all of the animal pals on your island. If you're unsure as to why people loved Marshal in the first place, you just need to look at the sweet that inspired his name, the marshmallow, for clues. You see, despite his cranky facial expressions, he's super sweet and he'll always leave a smile on your face when you talk to him. Not only that, but his soft fluffy tail mimics the look and feel of a squishy marshmallow too, so you know that you're going to want some more of him if you're ever lucky enough to get him on your island. Will Marshal be able to creep it real for another month running? That may be wishful thinking, but for this month at least, he's a bone winner. Raymond, the managerial moggy, will be coughing furballs up when he finds out that he's still not the pick of the patch. Poor puss, I bet he's not amused by this fall from grace. Don't go feline bad for Raymond though, because he'll still be able to pull in the big bucks if you fancy trading him in. So this means you're sitting on a tidy fortune if you no longer want this awesome office worker on your island. But why are these wonderful whiskers worth a wealth of wonga? Well, there's the rarity factor for a start. Because this is the first Animal Crossing game he's appeared in, Raymond is a one-of-a-kind kitty, and that means collectors aren't able to use old amiibo cards to import him into the game. More than that, though, are his unique traits, including his complete heterochromia, a condition where the iris of one eye is a different colour to the iris of the other eye, and his personality type, which is one of a kind, as he's the only cat character in the Animal Crossing series to have the smug personality type. With individual cattributes like this, Raymond is definitely a ghoul's best friend, but you can't always get what you want, and at the moment he's paused in second position, so his fans have to get those votes in soon if they want to lift his spirits. Animal Crossing's one true goat may have risen a position since last month, but I'm still feeling pretty witchy about the fact that he's still not number 1. Honestly, butt in if you want, but I just can't see why you lot aren't casting more votes for Sherb. I mean, come on, everyone must have heard about him by now. Just like Raymond, Sherb is one of the 8 brand new villagers in the game, so that means Sherb better believe you're going to need to track him down or trade for him if you want him, because you won't be able to use amiibo cards to summon him to your island. So why does the idea of having Sherb float so many goats? Well, this blue boy is by far one of the purest and cutest characters in the game, and the interior of his house, which is furnished with numerous items from the cute set, completely complements his adorable personality. Sherb always seems to have something funny to say, so you'll always be entertained by his balmy conversations, especially if you're in need of a bit of cheering up. Because Sherb is a lazy villager, his favourite pastimes are relaxing and eating, and you'll often find him either snuggled up at home in his signature winter sweater or out and about indulging in his favourite hobby, which is basically just gobbling up a load of food. I totes my goats believe that Sherb is the best character in the game, and if you're lucky enough to get him on your island, he'll be Witcher forever. If you're a lover of lazy villagers, Erik here has to be one of your most wanted dreamies in the game. Erik is your classic cute villager with a character design that sticks closely to the animal that inspired him. His likeness to a moose really is uncanny, but for those of you who are resting your pumpkin pies on him for the first time, it's bound to be love at first bite. The natural brown colouring of Erik's fur matches that of a real elk, and it gives way to an orange-brown streak that leads from between his big cute eyes right down to his snout, while the sandy-coloured tuft of hair on his forehead perfectly matches the colouring of his antlers. Now, normally you'll find Erik lounging around keeping Toasty warm in a comfy sweater, but for some reason my Erik has decided to wear this fancy studded number. I've got no idea why he's changed. I never gave that jacket to him, so my only guess is that he knew I was coming along to record him, and so he made an extra effort to look nice for you all. Still, no matter what Erik is wearing, you can be certain that, as a lazy personality type, he'll always be a moosing to talk to, and his antler ticks will always pumpkin spice up your island life no end. Zucker, the Super Octopus Chef, is still stuck in 5th position this month, but perhaps this is because he's just launched a new Cthulhu-inspired cookbook called the Necro Nom Nom Nom. When it comes to imaginatively designed villagers, Zucker has to be one of the very best in the game, and he is of course based on the famous Japanese seafood snack takoyaki. In takoyaki, minced octopus bits are wrapped in a dough ball and then fried, so to me, Zucker's look feels like a pretty weird fashion choice for an octopus to adopt. The attention to detail on Zucker's character model is really cool though, and there are loads of little takoyaki Easter eggs in there for his fans to hunger after, like the little bamboo toothpick that sticks out the back of his skull, or the takoyaki sauce that's drizzled over the top of his head to mimic hair. He's even got these little green freckles on his cheeks to represent the takoyaki's powdered seaweed seasonings, which in my opinion is some delicious attention to detail. Zucker is also the 3rd lazy villager to appear on this list, proving that this super chill personality type is one of the most popular in the game. Having a lazy personality type means that Zucker will rarely lose his tempura with your other villagers, so if you sushi Zucker on a mystery island tour, make sure you invite him to stay with you ASAP. Otherwise you'll miss out on a witch's beautiful friend, and that, my friends, will zuck. You know that saying, you can sleep when you're dead? Well, it looks like Lucky here is so lazy that he's taken it to the extreme, because this undead dog lives in a literal graveyard. Lucky may not be witch and famous, but he is the most Halloween of all the villagers on this list, because his body is almost completely covered in bandages, save for his 2 floppy ears, his tail and his left eye, which shines with a sinister yellow glow. But instead of scaring people off, this unconventional design makes him very sought after, and you should count yourself lucky if you already have him as a villager. Lucky's catchphrase, "Rouch," might make it sound like he's in a little bit of pain, but his lazy personality means he'll always appear laid back and relaxed when you talk to him. Could this be because he's feeling a bit rough, so he's dosed himself up to the eyeballs on painkillers? I think I may be barking up the wrong tree with that theory, but honestly, I can't imagine someone wearing a full-body plaster cast for fun. I mean, just for a start, it must be doggone hot in there. Whatever the reason for Lucky's fashion choice, it's not stopped him being one in a million. So make sure you say, "How do you do?" to him if you spot him on a Mystery Island tour. Judy might be another new villager to the series, but she's certainly not new to this top 10 chart, and you'll often find this fabulous villager shining away like a pair of demon earrings in the middle of the list. Judy's highest point on this popularity list was back in May when she charted at number 2, but now she's shining away in 7th position. There seems to be little chance of Judy regaining her Northern Lights and reaching astronomical heights anytime soon. She's always stargazing at that top spot though, so you never know what we might see next month. Judy's look is of course inspired by the night's scry, and her eyes are full of sparkling stars, while her beautiful pastel-coloured fur mimics the blended colours of the Aurora Borealis, with subtle pinks making way for deep purples and magnificent galaxy blues. Judy enhances her beauty by wearing light blue eyeshadow with just a hint of blusher, and all of this works towards giving Judy an intense cuteness that has earned her an army of astronomers who absolutely adore her. Judy's personality is also quite unique, as she's the only snooty cub in the game, and this means she's obsessed with style and appearance. To this end, Judy has decorated the interior of her home to match her eyes and fur, with star wallpaper, star garlands, and cute pastel-coloured block furniture for her friends to cluster around if they decide to visit. Judy's out-of-this-world appearance may not be to everyone's tastes, but if it's any consolation to her legions of fans, she's heavens above most other villagers in the game. Everyone's favourite fantastic Mrs. Fox Audie is finally back in the top 10 after a couple of months of absence, proving that she still has a skeleton of fans. In Japan, France and Spain, this fantastic Mrs. Fox is known as Monica, but for those of us playing the English language version of New Horizons, her name is Audie, and this modern Monica could be the reason why she's currently one of the most wanted villagers in the game. Audie takes her name from perhaps the most famous Animal Crossing player of all time, 88-year-old Audrey, who rose to Animal Crossing stardom after her grandson released a video of her showing off her 3,500-plus hour game of Animal Crossing New Leaf on the 3DS. Audrey's mare in her town is called Audie too, so giving one of the new villagers her name seems like a perfect tribute to one of the game's most well-known and well-loved players. Audie also has one of the best interiors for her house, which, as long as you meet her in the game and didn't have her as a starter villager, will be decorated to look like a tropical paradise. With special animated wallpaper that creates the illusion of waves lapping against the edge of the room, and a huge neon diner sign that will light up things with a soft glow when it starts to get dark outside, this is the house to be in when the Halloween nights get ever longer, because you know Audie will be the ghostess with the mostest. Audie is also super positive, and she loves to chat about her hobbies, which are singing and dancing, so she'll always brighten up your day if you take the time to talk to her. So don't let other players outfox you, and get this ghoul friend on your island ASAP. It's time to lift your spirits with a Kraken villager who, as you can probably tell from the pure pink interior of her home, is too cute to spook. Marina here is still struggling to stay afloat in the top 10 list, bobbing in and out of it like a boy caught in an ocean storm, but this month she's finally beached at number 9 in the charts. I think her appearance this low down on the list is pretty tentacruel, because I can think of at least 8 reasons why she deserves to be higher, although it's mainly down to the fact that this lovable octopus is the embodiment of cuteness. Her soft pink colour scheme is super sweet, and it's accentuated by her big light yellow cheeks, the wisp of pink hair atop her forehead, and the small pink bow on the back of her head, which ties the whole look together. It's not just her outward appearance that's cute though. Marina takes her strawberry pink persona and themes her whole existence around it, and if you go inside her custom house, you'll find it decorated wall to wall with soft baby pink furniture that perfectly suits her pure personality. Marina is by far one of the cutest villagers in the game, so as soon as you get the chance, hop on an octobus to a Mystery Island tour and hunt her down as quick as you can, because if there's any villager in this game that needs some consolatory bugs and hisses, it's her. Stitches, your perfect patchwork pal, is finally back in the top 10 this month at number 10, and just one look at this huggable hero will tell you why. Stitches clearly resembles a child's stuffed toy, right down to the way the coloured panels of his fur are visibly sewn together, and while he's definitely some people's blood type, others do admit to finding his stitched-on eyes a little on the creepy side. As a lazy personality type, it's pretty safe to say that Stitch's cheerful disposition makes him pretty popular with players, but combine that with his colourful coat and unique house interior, which is full to the brim with toys, and you've got one lush plush for your collection. I mean, come on, he's even got a cake made out of Play-Doh on his centre table there. That is a big slice though. Oh well, bon appetit, buddy! Although, I do hope you've left some room for ice cream. Overall, Stitches is one of the more extravagant villagers in the game, in terms of character design and colouring at least, so it really should come as no surprise that people can't bear to not have him on their islands. Well, there we go. That was basically another copy and paste month for the Animal Crossing Top 10. But look on the bright side, there were a few re-entries which gave us a slight breath of fresh scare. Big thanks once again to the lovely folks over at animalcrossingportal.com, because without their lists, this video wouldn't be able to exist. But do you agree with it, or is your most adored animal absent again? Let us know in the comments below, give this video a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe to Eurogamer for more Animal Crossing videos and much more coming soon, and do check out some of the other, less spooky Animal Crossing list videos that are haunting your screen right now. Okay, right, now that's done, I'd better go and hide all of my sweets, because there are no treats in Swindon, only tricks, and if the gang of kids that hide out behind the Oasis get wind of the fact that I've got a stash of Snickers bars in here, they're gonna huff and puff and kick my door down and then steal the lot of them. And then